Alright, what's going on, everybody? I just want to do a kind of a quick update video. I've kind of been at a standstill with some of this stuff because of, with money and everything. I did finally get the rest of the Impalas all paid for now. I had to come up with some extra money from that. And I'm kind of been waiting on some parts too. I just made an order today for a bunch of brake parts for this thing, for the Studebaker. And I need to order a couple more things, but I'm probably going to have to wait because I spent a bunch of money last couple weeks, and I'm doing this on a budget. So, So let me show you some update stuff that I've been doing a little bit here and there. Stuff that's not really. I don't know why I didn't make any videos on some of this stuff, but it was all small stuff. Nothing exciting really. But I want to show you guys kind of what I did. So let me go ahead. I'll pause you. I want to go outside because it's starting to get dark, and I want to show you guys what we got out there. And then we'll come back in here. So hold on, guys. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So I was at my brother's house after I got the car. I took his trailer back to him, and he gave me these wheels and tires for the Impala, which is still over there behind the truck there. But they're just plain steel. It's like brand new powder coating on them. They're a little dirty because they were sitting behind his shop or whatever. But they also gave me these hubcaps to go with them. These look sweet on here. Going with the old school sleeper style. Black steel wheels with hubcaps. I think it's gonna look great. And I got 4 of those, and then I got 4 brand new tires. Old school looking tires too. Tread pattern. And of course black rims. So these are gonna look killer on it, I think. And just in case you guys haven't seen it yet, we'll go walk over here and check this thing out. I haven't done anything to it yet because I just haven't had any help. I need to push it over here, get it out of the way. But I'm thinking we're gonna do with those wheels. We're gonna do all black. Probably like a satin black, I'm thinking, and maybe some, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the roof. I might do it black, I might do it like a dark gray. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. But I was gonna do it today, but I got sidetracked and had some other stuff going on. But I have to take the seat tracks. It's got a power seat, and my brother wants the seat tracks, so I'm gonna have to take this seat out and get the tracks off it, and get him that. Also, what I'm gonna do with this thing, after thinking about it, I was talking to my brother. He's got a bunch of parts, and I'm gonna do a manual trans in this thing. So he's got the pedals, the transmission, bell housing, pretty much everything I need to put it in here. He's even got the column for a stick shift car, or not column shift column. So I'm gonna swap that as well. But yeah. So I'm probably going to take this full interior out because, like I was saying in the other video, the rear frame rail needs a little bit of work on the back here. So depending on what kind of time and what kind of help I got, I may pull the whole front end off. Because I'm going to have to do that anyway because I want to clean up the frame, and all the suspension. But I may go ahead, depending on how the weather is in the spring, I may go ahead and pull this body off the frame. Leave the motor and trans in the frame, roll the frame out from underneath the car, have this body sitting up on, blocks and wood and stuff, and then just yank the motor and trans and everything out of it, and then I can do work on the frame and I can roll it back underneath. I'm not really in a huge hurry to start on this thing because, as you guys know, I got that Studebaker that I got to work on, so I've been kind of busy doing that off and on. And I don't really want to build the Impala out here and outside, so yeah, I gotta take these out of here, and then I have to make time this week to go to my brother's house and get the transmission. So let me go ahead and pause you. We'll come back in the shop and I'll show you what we did on the Studebaker. Hold on, guys. Alright guys, so just in case you just now finding my channel, this is a 49 Studebaker Champion. And it's a gasser setup, straight axle in the front, speedway axle, disc brakes in the front, and the rear end's an 8.8 out of a Ford Explorer, I believe. It's a Posi 410 rear end. So I've been working on that. I got to get it back in. Hopefully doing that. within the next, hopefully maybe tomorrow, if my son can come out here tomorrow. But I got the perches welded in good. I got some black paint on it. It cleaned up okay. There was a lot of rust on the center section here, the center. I do have to finish painting. It's not completely painted. There's still some spots that I didn't get because it was hanging down like that. So, and it looked like its paint kind of ran a little bit right there. No big deal. This cover actually cleaned up nice, real nice out of everything. That was cleaned up probably the best. But it came out okay. It's not going to be underneath the car. You won't be able to see it that great. I think it'll be okay. So, if you're wondering why the welds look like this side, I had a huge gap right here, especially up in here and right there. I was able to fill it in with the MIG welder, but it was not easy because I didn't want to burn through anything. So, but yeah, let me get you a better view of it. So right now, the plan with this thing, I'm still waiting on parts. I've ordered a bunch of front brake parts. I started making the steering, it's going to bolt on there for the steering shaft that goes to the steering box. I started that. I have to get some more material, and I need some different bolts too to bolt that up. And I need to come up with some a spacer, at least one spacer. I did finally get the new bearing spacers on there for the front here. So those are on, new bearings. Just got to put the rest of the rotor, and I got new seals for the rotors for the rear too, which I have to put those on. You guys probably already saw the motor before. But the main objective for this thing is I want to try to get that rear end. If my son can come over tomorrow, I want to try to get that back in. And I just want to start working on getting the steering done, which won't be no big deal. Get the brakes on the front done, where I can, we can be sitting back on the ground with the tires on it. And I'd like to start getting some brake line and fittings and running the brakes from there down and then of course back. But I need a lot of brake parts for that rear end, so I'm not sure. I might be able to have to wait another couple of weeks. I get paid every 2 weeks, so it's sometimes going to take me a little time to get some money to get the parts. But there's a lot of other things I can do. I still have not finished this down there, that little plate that covers the hole where the steering comes out. I was going to finish welding that up, and I never did, and then I ended up putting this in there. This is just on there loosely. It's not tight all the way because I still have to, there's still actually a piece that has to go in there. So that can come off, but I still need to finish welding this up a little bit more, and I got to put some bolts from the inside for the part that holds the steering column to the floor in there. I don't know if you can even see it here, but it's down there, that round thing at the base of the steering column. The shifter, I'm going to probably move it over a little bit more. Still need to get a steering wheel. I still need to get a lot of things, but I think once I get the brake suspension stuff done, I'm going to move to the trunk. I got to get some shocks for the rear, and I got shocks for the front. So I'll put the rear end back in, get the drive shaft hooked back up. We'll get some brake lines ran to it. I'll put some shocks on it, and then I can start working on getting the trunk floor put in. And then I'll be putting, a fuel cell in here and probably the battery and some other stuff. So that won't be too bad to do. I have plenty of metal I can use to patch the floor, put the floor in to make my own. And then once I do that, I'll move it in the interior, do the wiring, put the seats in. I have to make some mounts for the seats because they don't have anything. I got to make a few patch panels for the stuff. It looks like it had a panel and then somebody unbolted them all and took them out. And there's a couple little, you can see over here, there's a couple little rust holes that need repaired. Same thing on this side, like right in here. So, I mean, there's a lot of work to do yet, but a lot of it's stuff that won't take that long. Interior is going to be pretty basic. I'm not going to do a lot with it. I mean, as far as carpet and, I have some of the trim. Like door panels. I think I had the rear panels too. I'm not sure. But a lot of this kind of stuff that's just hanging, that's all going to come off. It's going to be bare bones inside. I may go ahead and paint the dash. I don't know yet. I thought about painting the dash and the garnish moldings that go around the window and that on both doors. Painting those, I don't know what color yet. But yeah, that's kind of what I got going on with this thing. The radiator, I'm trying to wait to put that in the rest of the way because I still have to do all this up front, and the alternator brackets and a pulley on the water pump, and I'm probably gonna have to space this thing out anyway. Probably gonna run an electric fan on it. But yeah, I got it. Like I said, I gotta go pick up the '64 Impala. I gotta get the transmission in that from him this week. And if not, I don't get it this week, I guess I could get it this next weekend. I'll see him anyway because we're gonna get together for the holiday. But yeah, but that's that. That's what's going on with that. Hopefully I can get that back in. I gotta get shocks, and I gotta do some shock brackets for the front. I just haven't had, like I said, the money's gonna be kind of an issue here for a little while, so we're just kind of waiting on parts, and I'm just trying to do little stuff without getting overwhelmed with working on 17 different things. That's basically what I'm trying to do. I also was working on my log splitter. I had to put a carburetor on that. I built this thing probably, I don't know, 6 years ago. I built it basically from scratch. I did it on the cheap. I bought the axle for 40 bucks on Marketplace, and I just bought a bunch of parts off a guy, and of course I just kind of built it. So it works great. It just doesn't, it's been sitting with the old gas in it for a couple of years, so the carburetor was really gummed up. Couldn't clean it too good. It wouldn't come clean, so I ended up putting another carburetor on it. So I got to get some gas to see if that'll run. I was going to say, halfway welding up this last spring mount, I got about halfway up, and I ran out of welding wire, so I had to wait because I didn't have the money to buy any more. I was trying to pay for that car and stuff, so I had to wait, and I finally did get some. I put that in last night, finished that bracket up, and painted it the rest of the way. So yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, I think I'm gonna try to do a starting video soon. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because I want to do it with the headers on it, but I got to run a shock mount right in here, coming up to the frame, and the headers are going to be literally right there, and they're going to be in the way. So that's why I have not done one of those, that video yet, and I wanted to, but I want to wait till the headers are in because I think it's going to be a lot easier to get to that bracket. And those headers aren't the easiest to get on, especially one person, because they're so big. They're fender well headers. You guys saw them. A lot of you guys saw them. So we're going to be hopefully doing some shocks and stuff too, but the brake stuff should be here this next week, and yeah, so hopefully we'll be moving right along. So anyways, guys, if you want to see more stuff on this, definitely subscribe if you haven't. Give me a thumbs up, and yeah, hopefully maybe I'll do, if my son comes up over tomorrow to help me, I want to do a couple things at the Impala and hopefully get this rear end back in, and I'll probably try to get some video of that. So, yeah, like I said, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you like, comment for sure, whatever you think about, the stuff I was talking about with the Impala and that, if you want to weigh in on that. And we'll see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.